Hello, I am Holly Hutton, and today I'm going to teach you how to make an herbal infusion. But there's some terminology I think that we need to kind of go through so we're all on the same page. Let's start with the word menstruum. Menstruum is basically the solvent that is used in order to extract the chemical constituents out of the herbs that we're working with. The next word is mark, and basically that is actually the residue of the herbs that are left once you strain out the liquid or the solvent. The next word is maceration. So that maceration is basically how long your product sits before it's in usable form. And each of these will vary, and I'll talk about that as we get into this. The next thing is solubility. Lots of different chemical constituents have different properties that are extracted either in oil or in water or in alcohol. And so we'll be discussing what some of those solvents are and what kind of chemical constituents they extract best. So today we're going to start with making a therapeutic infusion, and the way that we start with that is that it's 1 ounce of herb in either 2 to 4 cups of liquid. So typically when I'm working with people, I will actually have them make this the night before. I'll have them put in hot water, leave it overnight, and then they'll drink it throughout the next day. What we have today is we are making a digestive infusion, and we're going to use a combination of fresh herbs and dried herbs. Today what we have fennel seed, we have lemon balm, we have hawthorn berries, we have orange rind, and peppermint, and the very last thing is ginger root. And so we have both lemon balm and we have some fresh peppermint. And in order to utilize those, basically I'll put them into where all the dried herbs are, and then I'll just use the back of a spoon and start to break down the tissues, so basically the solvents can get into the tissue cells. And in this case we're just going to be using hot water. And then what we do is we just add our water to this. So it's like making a tea, but it's a much stronger concentration of herb to liquid. So we stop there, we put on the lid, and we're going to let that sit. And actually I think I'm going to go ahead and stir that up a little just to get some movement and exposure to all the different herbs. And typically what we'll do is we'll let that sit for 15 to 20 minutes. In this case, I want to talk about water. What water is really good at extracting are vitamins, minerals, mucilage, you know, that very demulcent kind of slimy quality that is in many herbs. Also looking at some of the alkaloids. The thing that is really good at extracting is polysaccharides. So those are those complex carbohydrates that we use for energy in order to give us energy and be able to, you know, do the things that we love to do. This has been sitting there for 20 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and strain it. The jar is a little hot, so just make sure you wear some pads. And you can start to see that, you know, the color has changed, which gives you a pretty good inkling that you know, the things that we were looking at extracting are now there. At this point, what I do when I'm working with people is like I said, I will have someone do this at night, let it sit overnight, and then they'll strain it out in the next day, add some honey to it, and then just drink it throughout the day. So again, to reiterate where we were at, we used 1 ounce of herb to 2 to 4 cups of water. That is considered the therapeutic dose of herbs on a daily basis. You can use 2 cups or you can use 4 depending on, you know, your ability to withstand different kinds of tastes. Infusions are really best used with the aerial parts of plants, some seeds, but we're looking at things that have lots of volatile oils. And so using that in tea, and particularly if you can get some fresh, is definitely a way to go. That's all for now. Thanks.